Hello there, this is Brian, and here is Maverick, and welcome to another one of our outdoor adventures. In this episode, we will be hiking Merrill Creek Reservoir in Harmony, New Jersey. So before we get started, let's go ahead and click that like button and subscribe for future content if you haven't already. So Merrill Creek Reservoir is a 650-acre reservoir surrounded by about close to 300 acres of environmental preserve. There's a lot of wildlife up here and woods and fields everywhere. And we had just finished up the first part of this hike. It's the end of January, pretty darn cold out at about -4 degrees Fahrenheit or -16 degrees Celsius, and having a wonderful hike after a snow overnight. So we found this relatively untreaded down path along Merrill Creek on the northeast side of the park, and we're making our way through. We had just missed a hawk flying through, unfortunately, but it really was something to see. I can't help recommend this park enough. It's just a beautiful park to go through. It actually offers a lot of different terrain too. We went through the natural part here, but there's also more traditional walking areas. There are, I believe, a total of 4 walk-across dams that you can travel through, which give you amazing views. The only downside of those is because we're higher up elevation here at Merrill Creek. You definitely get a lot of more wind noise, and, well, not just wind noise, but a lot of wind, which, needless to say, in the wintertime makes it extra cold as you're going through. If I went across there today, gosh, I'd probably go from like -4 degrees Fahrenheit to possibly -24 over the ridge. So that's even pushing the limits of my little husky buddy. Now, this whole section we're going through here is actually part of the nature preserve, and a lot of this actually is fenced off as you go along, so you can't disturb the wildlife, which is pretty awesome in that you get to see a lot of different birds and lots of smaller wildlife that you might normally not see. As they steer clear of humans, they know they're safe here, so you actually get to see them a little bit more, I think. And we're going to start making our way toward the ranger station, which is on the eastern side of the park. And I guess that's near the main entrance. It's also near the boat launch as well, too. They do allow small boating craft through the lake. The lake itself is quite huge, acts as a reservoir for the local Delaware River. And if you're wondering what part of New Jersey this is in Warren County, which is in the northwest of New Jersey along the Delaware. And it's a very rural setback area, in stark contrast to the eastern side, which is right along New York City. So it's right off of Route 78 outside of the town of Alpha, which on the PA side, that would be Easton. Now, if you do decide to come here and go hiking, there are several different launch points. One of them, we came in here, is at the ranger station. If you head there, if you go north, you're going to hit more of the wild open terrain, which you're seeing here. If you go south, you're going to get the traditional walkways. And about midway, probably about a quarter of the way through the loop, and this is an entire loop that goes around, you're going to start getting into more difficult trails again. And eventually it reaches the other side, which is a drain for the one of the two outlets for water here. And you can actually park there, and it's a nice overlook. Sometimes Pepper, Maverick, and I would head out there. And just take some time. It's amazing the number of geese that come here in the summer, too. If I had to put a rough count, it's probably 4,000 geese. It almost, I think, gets to the point of pollution, but, it's just really something to see. And the roar of the geese is just incredible up here as well, too. You can just hear it from all around once they start flying. Now, this ranger station is still temporarily closed, obviously, with everything going on, even though it's winding down. If you do get a chance to go to this ranger station, I definitely recommend it. These rangers are fantastic. I've talked to them a number of times. They know quite a bit about this area, and they're always willing to share their knowledge. They have different courses for young adults as well as those young at heart. And actually, right outside the station itself, they have a small bird sanctuary, which is home to several different varieties of birds. I come here often on weekends, and I'll see bird watchers right outside there. And if you've seen any of our pictures of Maverick overlooking a lake, this is generally where I shoot that from. This used to be one of our midpoints on our original hike. We would start out at the overlook on the other side of the dam, work our way clockwise to here, and then work our way from here to the boat launch and then over several of the dams. I can't recommend this park enough. It's a little bit further away from me, otherwise I'd probably come here all the time. It's probably a good hour and 20-minute drive, which actually probably says how nice this park is that I'm willing to drive that far to go to it, because where I live in Pennsylvania, we are just surrounded by parks, actually. Here you can see this is the bird sanctuary that I mentioned earlier. I think the only birds you probably won't see here are the larger ones like the hawks, obviously, as well as the bald eagles. For those, you tend to have to go out into the trails to see them. This is just such a beautiful overlook, actually. And during the summer, you can actually come out here. I don't think there's benches you can sit in out here, but I've seen people just set up picnics here. And it's just a beautiful spot to put down a picnic basket and just take a wonderful afternoon lunch. And this is us just taking a quick break before finishing up our hike. And I think that's going to just about do it for our part 2 hike of Merrill Creek Reservoir. We definitely will be coming back out here in the summertime, so stay tuned for that, and you'll get to see the full loop in that video. So we hope you enjoyed your time coming along with us. We're happy you came along for our journey here. If you liked it, we'd appreciate it if you smash that like button and subscribe for future content if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel. So we do hope to see you again in one of our future videos. And until then, get out there and make your own amazing adventures. And of course, as always, take care. All right, up you go. Come on. Up, 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 up. Good boy.